Let me tell you something, boss. See, the customer think he winning most of the majority of the time just because he coming in with at least 570%, which is a lot of money, but it doesn't pay the average. No, it's pretty much working on $5,000 over $2,000, and it's not really 55% APR. So, that's pretty much where they lose their interest at majority of the time. So, that's pretty much where you got to be able to be confident and concentrated on, being able to know more about your average percentage, and, being able to know more about 370% instead of 570%, just because there's a lot more specifications to a vehicle than to a actual dealership vehicle. So it's being able to purchase more in your plan of your region of your way. So that's pretty much going towards having 775% of the vehicle being owned to you at the time of your direct ownership of your driver's license, of your insurance, of your registration. So it's being able to know more about Pflugerville's education as far as drivers go, and being able to be part of the driver's license and license plates as well. So it's being able to know 2/3 of the drivers privilege association or situation at the time. So however it goes is all a part of the driver's situation. It wasn't like it didn't have no driver's license or no proof of income. So it's pretty much where the 2/3 is pushed over, and you can have whatever car you delight at the time. So it's pretty much working with the first time vehicle buyer situation. So it's being able to know more about 56, 33% being involved instead of 570%. So it's pretty much working at least $5,000 to $10,000 with a down payment. Being able to pay at least 22 70% off on down payment association. So what stuff do you get for that? Do you get 5 months off? Just because you have to be able to eat that amount before you get more. So it's pretty much where you got any time to come back between those 5 months to pay off those bills. So that's a point in eco leave that gets more promoted as far as being a privileged right for those that have $800 of down payment and up. It's pretty much something like that. If you use something like that, you're using a direct complete situation of you had it, so you can afford another one. So it's pretty much using 800 down payment for almost every thing that you need as far as um, being able to get your vehicle back on the road, and be able to get another vehicle if that's totaled. And it just goes down if you have insurance, and being able to collect those insurance. And another thing that I want EcoLeaf to promote is if you have a vehicle you just purchased, it shouldn't be no reason why you should be able to it shouldn't be no reason why you shouldn't be able to make an insurance claim on the car you like with the insurance that you like. And the car pays for the insurance as well, just because the car is just flat out in the car is just flat out $12,000 more than it should be at the time. So it's being able to pay for the insurance as well as the car as well. So being able to pay for that, just because the car is a model, and the insurance is the package that the model come with. And it's pretty much where you're getting all the backed up information coming from after 1956 to 2027. So it's pretty much where you're using a full privilege ownership of the Z71 Sierra. So it's pretty much where that goes. So it's pretty much using more towards the direct purchase plans of 2015 and 2022, and being able to use it as a full commercial vehicle is pretty much what we want to do. other than that, we're going through towing charges, that cost at least $3,000 to get back. So it's pretty much where you're spending $350 total, and being able to get it back is pretty much what you want to be able to do after you use that 5 month plan. In my situation, we didn't have that 5 month plan. We was going on the original plan. So, in the first 3 months, it's very likely that something like that will disturb the fact of it being a common factor of livelihood at the time. So, it's pretty much where I got 952 and a half after me between that stuff, between the car dealership, the hospital, between the unnecessary stuff. So, it's pretty much where you're fighting for life at the end of the time of society at the time. So, that was a little bit of that even when I bought the truck. So, it's been here at least 257 months, whatever it is. So, that's pretty much going on with that. You got rebellion, you don't know which way it's going. So, it's pretty much calculated after 351 people just because of rabbi codes here. Eye for an eye is here. Those are two different separate forms of each other. So, later on we'll talk about that. But, other than that, you're using 957% of those forms each and separately. So, it's pretty much using those with a few other forms, and it's pretty much using 950%. If you couldn't read that, you couldn't read in 2006 or 2018. So, it's pretty much where you're using your deficit orders to promote more for those hours. So, that's pretty much where you're looking at unconcentrated form. So, those people go with Matthew Hobbs on that group exchange, and be able to talk about it, and be able to bring up different issues that could have made more of its prominent judgment happen. Whether if it was a win or a loss, or a depression or a good gesture. So, I was pretty much working on, at least three different objectives within EcoLeaf's multi-platforms, and, just being able to correct situations and, get more promotions towards its productions at the hour. So, I was pretty much working with that whole detail. Other than that, there you working with the casuals. That's pretty much where you're working with casualties at, and being able to know more about those types of descriptions. Other than that, the truck was wholly bought with $300 investment. Then we bought a 4450 law, which is at least $5,000. So that was for 400. We bought that for 400. So that's pretty much buying packages and being able to transfer them over to the money cash place, and that's pretty much where you're using your whole districts of how much money costs and how much you think it is. And that's pretty much what PMC2 squared does, and that's pretty much where you're getting a little bit of PMC2 squared's qualifications as the years renovate, and you figure out new depositions of how to spend money and how to gain money, and that's pretty much where you're using a whole centric industry of 97 years to 52 years, and being able to find concentration on entertainment the way you like towards your sourcing of your economy and your environments at the time. So other than normal, versus it being Devin DeFreeze and Matthew Hobbs and Demetrius and Johnny and Josh and Justin Miller and Clement and Derek Strait, they basically one economy county. So, basically what I did 10th grade was, I became more of a three county representative and, represented majority companies. I represented majority counties as well. So, it's pretty much where, you're working with white people as well, majority white people, and they have majority of the same interests that you have. So what coincidence does that bring you if they particularly drink what you drink, how you drink it, where you drink it, but this is for a different result. So it's pretty much where you gotta use your compare and contrast, and be able to have a good fun time with having at least 275 square units of clearance, with your Hill Country and your Little Stacy and Elizabeth Nate individual representation. And that's pretty much where I go after 12th grade, is to those counties where you learn more about your local communities in the area. So that's pretty much where you more about learning more about Amazon, or you're learning more about Restaurant Depot, and getting a warm welcome into your city, different places that you go. So just being able to know more about the community centers that you have around you that you can get more attentive to when you take a walk, or when you taking more defined mathematical codes of 9752. So it's being able to pick a goal, and be able to clear your goal, and be able to do it 975% of the time. So you're not going to fail it, or you're not going to give out on it, just because it's a easy, simple goal. So it's pretty much using 475 yards of interest at the time. So it's being able to collect your own 475 dime interest, depending on what you like to eat and what you like to compress yourself with. So it's pretty much being able to know more about the calories or the carbohydrates or the protein that goes in the meal. So it might not just be just those, it might just be the calories, or it might just be the carbohydrates, just like that, or even more. You got either names to them. So it's pretty much where you just want to be able to name a company brand that serves that stuff. So it's pretty much at the end of the day, as you figure out what a retail store is, and figure out the brands that are in the retail store, and figure out the categories that the brands are in. That's pretty much what you want to do in order to gain resemblance from 2008 to 2018. So that's just basically looking at $28,889 on a Ford F-150. So it's pretty much basically knowing majority of that classification of 2007 to 2018. So it's being able to know more about 9.1 versus 9171, and understanding 19 games to 6 games at the time. Being able to know more about having the hard work destined to you, and not knowing that you're harder idle, or you're harder elite your harder elite mogul is having a primary time. So being able to know more about their situation, and how many success they could have at the time that you were established, and when you were established, and how many goals you could have made. So that's just a 97-57 shot different expectation right there. Instead of it being 315 shots, it's 97-52 shots. So it's being able to get records clear right there under 97-52 code. So it's being able to know more about EcoLeaf, Austin code, more more of E-Verify. So, you got E-Verify in there. So, that helps with the coordinates and the locations of 9,800 yards, and being able to understand orange, green, and blue statistics from 20,253 miles of aerospace or atmospheric space at the time. So, however we're learning with aerospace technologies at the time. So, it's pretty much what we want to do to invest in the long time that we have to circumstance these circumferences